How's it going? Welcome back to the shop. So this video is going to be a little different. I figured I'd touch base and reach out to all you beginners and give you a few tips and let you know what it's kind of like, what you're getting into, and what you got to look forward to. Let's do this! First, check this out. It's the new This Old Tony shirt. If you were into any kind of machining or like Abe and all that stuff, you probably know who This Old Tony is. So I haven't been in the shop all week, you know, life kind of got in the way. I had other obligations I had to take care of. You know, I won't get into that big time, but you know, sometimes you just can't do the things you want to, and you gotta do the things you have to first. Which kind of brings me into this topic of what you kind of need to do when you're starting out knife making. Since this is a new camera and I'm trying to avoid looking into the monitor, I turned the monitor back, so I know it's autofocus. Canon has great autofocus, so I just got to learn how to trust it. But I digress. Let's get on with this. My first big tip is don't get discouraged. As you start out, and this goes for anything, not just knife making, you're going to fail, and you're just not going to do good, and you're going to see other people's work, and you're just not going to understand why you can't get it. Believe me, I quit many times and just got discouraged and threw in the towel and was like, oh, I can't do this, it's never going to work out. But then I'd get back up and work harder and just get it, and I finally got to a point where I'm actually happy with my work. The second biggest thing is your equipment boundaries. I know everyone that starts out knife making has one of these. Yeah, the 1x30. Everyone starts with the 1x30, and a lot of people get discouraged. I did too. In fact, I got a loan from my mom and just worked and saved up and got a 2x72. But the grinder doesn't work miracles. It'll help out, but you still got to put in the work and do all that. The next, the angle grinder. Now, these come in handy for everything, but you'll learn if you want to be quicker, you get a portaband saw. That was one of the best investments I ever made, was the portaband. It's a Harbor Freight portaband, but it works miracles. For heat treating, what I started with, I went to Harbor Freight and got one of these. It's called a propane weed cutter. And if you go back, let me see if I can put the video, I'll put it right up here. Because, man, these things work. And then I ended up building my own like propane forge and then a heat treat oven. But you gotta just do what you gotta do and know your tool's limits. If you're trying to do grinds like this on a 1x30, it's gonna take a lot of practice. Now I've seen guys do it. I've seen some guys do amazing stuff by a 1x30. But most guys upgrade to at least, you know, the 2x48 or the 2x72. But you don't want to invest all that money if it's not truly what you're passionate about. So know your equipment. And know what you want to put in and get out of it. The biggest thing is just keep with it and don't get discouraged, because man, it gets very frustrating at times. The third point is belts. I see a lot of guys buy these cheap aluminum oxide belts, and I did it. Man, for months, almost a year, I used the cheap aluminum oxide belts, and they wear out real quick and they get hot and they almost destroy your work. It just, you know, buy ceramics, buy the good belts. They last a little bit longer. It's a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for. It really comes back to you. So yeah, buy good belts, the ceramic belts. I don't really like the zirconia belts. They don't last as long and they're almost expensive as the ceramics. Aluminum oxides are good once you get over like 240, you know. But then I go to the Trizax, and that's a whole different issue. Now, the second biggest one I had to fight is comparing your work to other knife makers. You see all these guys with these awesome grinds and these awesome designs and all this stuff that, man, you're like, I'll never get there. but you will. You just got to put in the practice and do it. Hard work, hard work, hard work, and it'll finally, one day you'll look and you'll be like, wow, how did I get here? So if you go back, this was the first knife, real knife I ever made. The first knife I made, I went to Home Depot because I didn't know you're supposed to heat treat knives and all that. And I just cut something out and ground it out. But this was the first actual knife I made. I mean, if you look at this, and then even this was like 6 months ago. Look at the difference. That's another thing. Document all your work. Document all your work, because you won't want to go back and look at your progression. Now look at all these knives. I know when I made them from each point in my life. Each one has a little more progress and different grinds I tried, different designs I just didn't like. That one right there is another one of my first. I made that one and this one at basically the same time. But man, how far I've come. These are all older knives. Look how small the handle is on that one and everything. Yeah, you can tell. Look at this. The handles I used to make real small and the blades real big. Here's my first attempt at a milled fuller on my little mill, Harbor Freight mill. It actually worked pretty good. I got it nice and straight. My first compound grind with a recurve. My second compound grind with a recurve and a swedge. Just a few examples. Alright. If I show you the videos, it's up here, of my first heat treating, and then after I built the propane tank and all that, and then look at the videos I do today. Such a big difference. It's leaps and bounds. In 3 years I've done it, but it's been a lot of hard work. And don't get discouraged when you see all these other knife makers. You want to do it, and you want to see, and you're like, oh man, why can't I do that? Well, it's because they've been working hard for 10 years, 2 years. I mean, I get jealous a lot, I'll admit it. I'll see these knife makers come up with these awesome ideas, and it's discouraging. You're like, oh man, why can't I do that? But you just got to turn it around and work harder towards what you want to do. It's the only way to do it. Either that or realize you don't have the passion for it and find something you are passionate about. I mean, this doesn't only go for knife making, it goes for everything. Find your passion and put everything into it. That doesn't mean, oh, just work an hour here and expect it to come. Do this a little bit and no, it'll come. No, it's hard work. That's what it's all about, hard work. All these guys you see doing all this great stuff, it's because they worked really hard at it. And the last one, don't force it. It kind of goes with what I'm saying about looking at knife makers. Just keep going. Don't be discouraged and just keep going. It'll come eventually. So I think that's about it. This is going to be just a short upload for Sunday. I like to try to get at least 2 videos up a week. I haven't even been in the shop since I did the arbor press, so like I said in the beginning, it's been a pretty stressful week. But I want to do this. I love doing videos and I love knife making, so I want to help as many people as I can. So I hope that's it. I hope this helped. If you have any ideas or any helpful things and you're a knife maker, leave them in the comments. Tell people what you did to start. Tell people how you got from point A to where you are now. Or if you are a beginner knife maker, tell me your struggles. If I can help, I'll do my best to help you. Here goes the end slate. Please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends, do all that good stuff, hit the little bell. I really appreciate all the support. So thanks for everything. I hope this helps you some, and as always, take it easy.